with all the doom and gloom lately of, you know, hearing about food prices going up so high, fuel prices going up, interest rates going up, I know that it puts a lot of pressure on, you know, so much that is out of your control. And so what I wanted to do was, over the next few weeks, and as long as it takes, is give you solutions on how you can make your money go further in the kitchen. Because I would love to, you know, for you to still be putting a nutritious meal on the table, but using more economical ingredients so that it is working, you know, you're making your money go further and food go further. So that is what my mission is. I was just listening to the breakfast show, the AM news the other day, and I was like, I've got so many tips that I can share with you. So my name is Wick Nixon from Wicked Wellbeing, and I'm all about healthy eating made easy. Smile, Wick. So what I'm making today is a mince dish, and I'm using an economical ingredient, which is like $3.50 for 2 blocks, which often I will use instead of using 500 grams of mince. So I'm making this mince dish can be used for tacos, it can be used for nachos, you know, anything. We all know spaghetti bolognese, quesadillas, tortillas, totally any way that you want to use up mince. But what I've done is I've reduced my mince quantity, so you could use like 250 grams of mince, and that's what the great thing is. It's going to reduce that expensive protein, and then I'm going to put a block of tofu in. I don't know if you've ever cooked with tofu or if you have added it in as a protein source, but tofu is a great vegetarian source of protein. Now, I buy it from my Asian food store, and it just comes in a block with 2 blocks in here, and this is like $3.70. So it is such an economical way to get more protein into your diet. So in my pan here, I've already fried up some onion and some garlic and some mince, because that's the process that you already know. I buy the hard tofu, and all I'm going to do is crumble it into my mince, and you want to crumble it as small as possible. Now, if your kids ask, what is in this dish, what are you doing, then, you know, sometimes I've said it's egg. If they see me at this stage, then it's not something that I'm going to get across as egg. But my kids are kind of used to it now, and once it's all mixed up, you cannot notice it at all. Okay? So, just crumble it up as fine as you can, and once you've got all your veggies and your beans and your tomatoes in it, hope you can still hear me with that on, I'll just turn it down a little bit. Then once you've got everything in it, then you actually can't tell. Or you just say it's another form of protein that I'm experimenting with. It's got no flavour, it's got no taste, so let's just give it a go and see what we think. I'm adding in some black beans. You can use red kidney beans. This is all I had in the cupboard. But that's another great way. These are like $1.80 a can. Or you can use lentils, again, like $1.80 a can. Or, if you want to do it more economically, get some dried lentils and cook those up. Have a bunch ready to put into your cooking. Put some in the freezer. Now, I hope you can hear me okay. The neighbours, just as I was about to get on, started chainsawing down a tree. So I was like, great timing. So please let me know if you can hear me. So use dried, because that is more economical. So I'll put my black beans into here. I've got some whole peeled tomatoes. You don't need to have the fancy brands. This is just the value range. If you're needing to cut costs, don't buy the organic or the expensive brands of canned veggies. So chuck a can of those in. I've got a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste, which I always just add in to deepen that flavour. Now, I don't use packet mixes at all. I use really, really simple ingredients. So, in flavourings. So to add flavour into this, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of soy sauce. I'm going to add a little bit of Worcester sauce. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking that I'm not going to remember what she's doing, I'm going to be sending all these tips out in my email tomorrow night. So if you're not already on my email list, head to wickedwellbeing.com new, and then you'll get all of these tips directly into your inbox. Sorry, I was going to say, the link is posted above, if you can't remember that, but it's just wickedwellbeing.com new. So, for those of you who have just joined me, I'm making a mince dish, and instead of having like 500 grams of mince as my protein, I've put in a block of tofu. So I've halved the mince mixture, minced quantity, and added in some tofu, and I've just crumbled it in, and that is, you know, a great way to make it more economical, because this is like $3.50 for 2 blocks, and I've only put 1 block in there. So like that's about $1.25, $1.50, depending on what sort of tofu that you buy. Now, I do buy it from my Asian food store, as I just think that the turnover is higher, because obviously Asians love tofu, and it's fresher. I'm going to finishing off my flavouring with a little bit of cumin. This is basically my flavourings that I use all the time. Worcester sauce, soy sauce, cumin. And then some salt and pepper. Always put some salt and pepper in there. Now from here, I can add that in afterwards anyway. My pepper shake is totally broken, but I can't find one that I really like. Now from here, bulk it up even more to get the nutrition in with some grated carrot and some finely chopped spinach. If your kids don't like the veggies, then ground them up into a paste. You might want to cook them in a little bit of water to soften them, ground them up into a paste, and you can add like so many in there, like mushrooms and peppers and anything that's in season. So you put that in with your mince mixture, and just cook it over until it's really developed in flavour, good 15-20 minutes, and then you have just made a divine meal, which you have halved your mince protein quantity, which has saved you half of that cost. You've added in some protein from your tofu, which is like $1.50 to $1.75, depending on how much it costs where you buy it. You've flavoured it with really simple ingredients. You're not buying jar sauces, mixes, or packet mixes. You don't need those. And you've bulked it up with veggies that are seasonal, whatever's in at the markets or you've got in your garden. Really, really simple. So I would love to know, tell me, do you cook with tofu? And if not, is this something that you will try? Happy to answer any questions about buying tofu, what to look for. I just buy the hard because it holds its shape a little bit better for other things that I do with it. But I love tofu. Now, if you aren't on my newsletter list and you want all of these tips directly into your inbox, head to wickedwellbeing.com new, and then you'll register to be on my newsletter list, and then this will come out in your inbox tomorrow. And yeah, it's just so versatile to use this either in tacos or quesadillas or nachos or wraps or tortillas, or just on a bed of stir-fried veggies. So that would probably, there's definitely going to be leftovers there for lunch tomorrow as well. So it's a win-win. Let me know what you think of this, and if you are a tofu fan already, or if this is something new that you're going to try. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back next week with some more tips on how to make your money go further. See ya.